Hi everyone! Happy Tuesday, gonna be Wednesday by the time I post it. I hope you all are having a lovely morning. Today, this Tuesday evening, it's about 70 degrees out there in this beautiful March day. Definitely hotter than normal. We could use some average temperatures. Let's be real. That way the snow doesn't melt quite as fast and the runoff comes down much slower. That's your, I'm not British, but here's the British weather report. Weather report. Princess is here with us today. Yep, of course. She has opinions about everything. So I guess we'll get started and we'll hear her opinions. Hi, my name is Kay, and this is my cave of possibilities. I have yarny stuff to the left of me, cross-stitch stuff to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. I want to welcome all of my longtime friends. Hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you. And all of my new friends, hello, welcome to the cave. I hope you find something you enjoy. Today is a cross-stitch day, and I'll do a little report about the retreat I went on in St. George. I guess it's been about a weekend and a half ago. It was in the middle of March, right in the Ides, and amazingly enough, we escaped scot-free. But then none of us are Caesar, so anyway, cross-stitch. The first thing I'm going to show you is my progress on Summer Quaker. This is by Primrose Cottage. The name's right here. You'd think I'd be able to read it, only if you're lucky. And let's put this behind here. Here is my progress. I had initially put just this motif in before I went down to the St. George Stitching Retreat. And I added, some bits over here, and bits, down here. While I was at the retreat, it was something I kind of cycled through working on. I am stitching this 2/2 on a linen done by Fabric Flair. The color is Aqua Slushy. The linen has a really nice hand. Feels really good. I like it quite a bit. I am using 2 strands of Grape Fizz, which is a Gentle Arts color. And so I think it's turning out quite lovely. We'll tip it a little bit towards the sunshine so it's not nearly as enshadowed as this half of my face is. So you get the general idea. Let's put this, tucking it away in a project bag. Project bag made by me. Most of them are made by me or by my mom. Scoot. Sorry, that's Princess. She is on top of everything, in everything, and just, I don't know, cats is a nuisance. I mean, that's very much what it is. Anyway, the main thing I worked on while I was in St. George is the winter pansies. Oops, here we are. This is from a 2014, it's the 2014 January cross-stitch collection, and it was a cross-stitch magazine that came out of Britain, England, UK area. I know those are all different areas. Thank you for bumping the tripod there, kiddo. Let's see. I had most of this pansy done before I went to the retreat, and I filled the rest of it in, and then I moved up to find the top. So while I was at the retreat, I finished this pansy in here, who's kind of under the hoop, and then moved and did fan the top. Since I've come home, I've added in, well, a little bit of green and a little bit of the other bits of the other flowers. So this top flower is now complete, as is this little pansy back here. It's going to be a bunch of purple, red purple and blue purple pansies in a turquoise vest base with white polka dots. I am stitching this 2/2 on a 25 count Laguna. 25 count Laguna dyed by Fantasy Dyed Fabrics. It is a one-of-a-kind colorway, does not have a color name, and I honestly have no real idea when or where I picked it up. It had to have been somewhere between 2016 and 2018 when I was cross-stitching. Maybe it's in one of my floss tubes back then. I don't really know, but it is doing the job. It's a lovely mottled blue, and I think the pansies are looking fantastic. So there is that one. I just have the chart printed out on paper, and so I don't have a picture of the thing, the entire project of what it looks like. I'm going to have to pause you because I forgot to grab Lady of the Flag off of the bookshelf and bring her over for you to see, so hang on. Alright, I have Miss Lady of the Flag. I have moved up to the top half of her. Let's see. I know her elbow comes in right here and an arm travels above this line. It's awkward on the stand, but I have it in the stand so perfectly. Let's try to shift over here so I'm not... Yeah, that's not going to work. This is going to be awkward, team. Anyway, her arm holding the flag comes up in here, and then here is the opening in her dress where her hand holding the torch will be. And so I filled in all of this area last weekend. She only got one weekend of work this last time because the previous weekend I was down at the stitching retreat and I didn't take her with me. So I'm actually stitching on her upside down because I'm moving from the center up. So there's our beautiful, beautiful Lady of the Flag. Alright, more about the St. George Stitching Retreat. Best friend Lisa and I drove down the Wednesday before the retreat, and the wind was blowing like nobody's business coming up out of California, so we were driving directly into the wind, and it was a fight to drive just because the wind was so strong. Normally my little SUV gets about 23 to 26 miles per gallon on the freeway, and by the time we had gone from here in Provo area down to St. George, we were doing about 17 miles per gallon. So the wind was not doing us any favors on the way down. We checked into the hotel, went to early dinner with some of our other friends and wonderful stitchers who were there, and then turned in for the night. Thursday we checked in, did some shopping, all the fun stuff. I think that day was bag exchange, and I didn't have anything for the bag exchange that time around. Let me tell you about our table. On the way down, I said I would like to meet some brand new people, and we had contemplated, Lisa and I, splitting up and sitting in other tables just to meet some new people. In the end, the two introverts stuck together just like we always do, and we did meet some wonderful new people. New to us were Stacy and Deborah. They are sisters. They sat at our table. And then also new to us was Sharon and Melissa sat at our table. And Melissa is a brand new stitcher. And Lisa has the heart of a teacher. So Lisa sat next to Melissa and taught her how to stitch. And Melissa was a brave girl because she jumped right in with, I think it was an even weave or a linen. So you're not starting out with the more defined squares of an Ada, but she figured it out and just took, I don't know like if it's took to it like a fish to water, but more like an amphibian to water, you know, getting there, kind of having feet in both ponds. I'm not making any sense, you guys, but you know me, and that's par for the course, so, right? Okay, so sweet Sharon she kitted up the St. Patrick's Day freebie from Primrose Cottage for us with some finishing fabric and rickrack, the DMC equivalents, and a beautiful tiny, tiny Ada. It's probably maybe an 18, maybe a 16. Anyway, tiny Ada and some chocolate coins. I don't know how the chocolate coins have survived and are still with me. She asked and made sure that we were all on the the mailing list for the freebie from Primrose Cottage. If you want to be signed up for the Primrose Cottage freebie, it comes out once a month, and it is the first Thursday of the month for the freebie. And all you have to do is go over to the Primrose Cottage website and sign up for their newsletter. They only send out a newsletter once a week, so it's not terribly invasive into your inbox. But anyway, cute Sharon kitted that up for us. I haven't started it yet, but I'm definitely, well, we've made it past St. Patrick's Day, so it might be a spring start for next year. Let's see. Melissa made cute little treat bags for us with a friction pin, a pair of boo-boo sticks, and a bit of lotion in it. And I got lavender lotion and purple. Absolutely perfect. It smelled delicious, and after I coated my hands in lavender scented anti-bac stuff, on went on the lotion so my hands wouldn't get too dried up. And I smelled a heck of a lot like lavender, and it smelled so good. So that was what Miss Melissa brought to us. Stacy's husband is a woodworker, and so he put together these wonderful little blocks with 2 holes in them, a magnet for your needle, a larger hole for your scissors, and a small hole for your seam ripper or your boo-boo stick. Another gal went around passing out boo-boo sticks, and I didn't catch her name, but you can use it, and now you have a beautiful bouquet of boo-boo sticks in your scissor block and needle minder. I passed out a few needle minders. They seem to be well received. They were Christmas themed because I love Christmas, and well, I'm a weirdo, so you get Christmas all year long with me. I did participate in the Smalls Exchange, and here on the screen is a picture of what I stitched, and best friend Lisa went ahead and finished it for me, and it turned out just absolutely adorable. I really liked how the mini pom-pom trims turned out right around the stitching, so it was just very, very cute. And what I drew from the Smalls Exchange came from Miss Mary, who is one of the gals from Boise. A couple of our Boise friends drove all the way down to St. George, and she did 2 little Christmas ornaments. Here we go. A tree and a cardinal, and they're so tiny. They're teeny, teeny, tiny. Make sure, there we go. Now they're kind of centered. I can't really see what I'm doing. So here's the tree. And she put them in these cute little tins and painted the tins from the brown. And here's our cute little cardinal, also in a cute blue tin. And so I can't wait. Well, I'm going to tuck them away safe and sound, and I'm looking forward to being able to hang those on the tree next year. Is that mostly everything before we come to purchases? Oh! I won a door prize. And what I won in my door prize was from Boulder Valley Stitching. She is a sweetheart. I really enjoy her company. She sat with us at dinner a couple of nights, and like I said, enjoyed her company. And she has these darling little sayings. I believe these were part of her Nashville market release. Plus, she had kitted them up with the Forbidden Fiber Co. Colors that this is called for. So that was my door prize thing that was just really quite wonderful and really enjoyable. So I did some shopping. I did quite a lot of shopping. trying to sort this out into a shopping pile, shopping mode. When I was getting ready to stitch my a little mystery from Lizzie Kate that you saw finished last time I was here, and that I've already taken down to my framers, it should be back by the next time I talk to you. I realized that I didn't have very many neutral fabrics in my collection, so I went down there thinking I am going to get some neutrals. And so when Summer of Red Thicket Fabric had all of her linens set up and ready to buy from, I put a dent in my pocketbook. So here is Red Thicket and her website. So you can go there, look at some of her sample colors. If it's not already dyed and ready to ship, she's really good about you doing dye to order. So you can request the colors that you need dyed and she will get it out to you. But anyway, so this is my first neutral color, and this is cream. And it is a very soft, creamy, off-white, not quite yellow, but you know, it has hints of yellow in it. And it is beautiful. The next color that I picked up from her is Snickerdoodle. And it's a little bit more mottled than the cream is. And it has more neutral touches of beige and brown. Kind of similar to how a Snickerdoodle cookie would look. That's very beautiful. Then I grabbed a neutral gray from Red Thicket. This is Oblette. Here, I'll show it to you. I believe that's pronounced Oblette. It might not be. It might be French. I might be crazy. Anyway, it is a very, very soft gray, lightly mottled, gray and white. Lovely, lovely. And then this one is Wisteria. I bet you didn't know that soft purple was a neutral fabric. Totally is. Anyway, kind of washing out. The side window is not doing us any favors today. But it is a very soft, barely there purple. And so here is the side selection of those fabrics. Really quite pleased with them. I guess they will be safe right here. And then Cindy from Stitchery Express packed up, I swear it had to have been like half of the shop, and brought it down to her to brought it down with her to the retreat to shop from. And she had just returned from Nashville Market, so she had like most of the new stuff that she and Brooke had picked up at Market with her. And I went through all of the fabrics as soon as I could, and I picked up, let's see, this is Manny Di Donna Pumpkin Patch. It's kind of more of a darker brown, and there are bits of orange on the inside, but I think this will work as a darker neutral. And then another Manny Di Donna, and this one is Burnt Sugar. I got a fat quarter of these. All the fabrics that I bought a fat quarter of. So there was that one. I picked up a fat quarter of Marshmallow Fluff from Needle Bling. And it is a soft mottled white. Yeah, pretty much. Nice, beautiful neutral right there. And from Fox and Rabbit, I got a fat quarter of, I think this is Sandcastle, yeah. Sandcastle. Kind of a peachy brown, peachy tan. Lovely. And then the last thing I purchased was Mason Linens, and this is Button Box Light. So this puppy was $45 a fat quarter. and they were complaining about how expensive it was. Well, it's dyed in Alaska, so there's all the shipping costs to get the raw goods from here to Alaska, and then the shipping good cost to get it back. And we all know how expensive shipping is these days. This was the only one I was allowed to cut myself, so I pulled a thread out of it was not a fat half, it was a half yard, so I split it and pulled the thing in to make my fat quarter. So this is the only one that's cut on the grain. It really drives me crazy when fabrics are not cut on the grain. Anyway, so this is a nice medium tan, good tan, right there in the middle of everything. So those are my fabric purchases, all fat quarters, all linens, all 32 counts. There were so many beautiful colors in like the 36 counts and the 40s, but I don't really stitch on 36 or 40, so wasn't worth going crazy for. So what else? Since I've been home, my mom has stitched up a couple more project bags for me from one of the Robin Pickens pansy line. And posy pansies, I don't remember. It's not available anymore. Anyway, so she put together this one. Really cute. I like the loose little flange. And then she put together this one. That plaid is something else. And the birds singing merrily atop. She found my rick-rack in my sewing stash and threw that in there, plus a little tiny bit of green. Yep, make sure that I'm not making things up, and that really is green. So she made me a couple of project bags, and it's only a matter of time before I figure out what I want to put in there. So that is that. We had a great time at the retreat, chatted. We had a group of friends who were sitting to the table to the left of us, had a great group of friends sitting to the table to the right of us, and I just did your left and right and the opposite of me, because this is my left and your right, and I can't tell left from right. That's why we have problems so many times. We had a great time talking with the stitchers and catching up and laughing. There's just something about a retreat with so many people that just feeds your soul. It's very sad that for now, Misty, who organizes the St. George Stitching Retreat, she doesn't think she's going to do any more for a while. She wants to go traveling, so this is the last one on the calendar. She reserves the right to change her mind if she doesn't go traveling, or if she does come back from traveling in a couple years and decides to do it again. So we really had a wonderful time. She put on a great little retreat. The meals she chose for us to eat were tasty. I enjoyed it a lot. 2 thumbs up. If anybody remembers In Living Color, 3 snaps up in Z formation. So that is all that I have been stitching on. I'll probably settle in this afternoon, edit this together, edit out my coughs and my sneezes and my little dry throat, and then we'll have it tomorrow, Wednesday morning, for you guys to watch. There's not much else going on news-wise. Work is fine. We're getting into the swing of things. Workday is still annoying, but we're used to the level of annoying, so I guess after it's annoying long enough, it's not annoying anymore, right? That's it. I should show you my Lego purchases, the things I've put together, but they're all in the other room. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys are doing good. The sun is out and shining. Spring is coming. The nice long days are coming. Hope you're doing well. Kindness costs you nothing. One step forward, one step up. Hugs and stitches, everybody.